Hello, I hope you can see. Hello, I visible? Please, all those who are watching me, please tell me, are you able to see me? Hello, someone please reply. Hello, am I visible? Okay, okay. So here I have Kamla ma'am. So I hope people will soon join me in this. I can see a lot of comments popping up. So today I'm Aviral Mishra of class 11 science and I am here to present before you the basics of chapter called electricity, which is the first chapter in physics for class 10th. Okay. So I will start with some small story which I want to tell you. So your comments are visible to me. Okay. 10,000 or thousands of years ago, when the early man, when he moved out of the cave, the cavemen, they saw lightning descending from the trails of the clouds. He was scared, but at the same time, he was amazed. He thought, what is this supernatural creation? He was not aware that this is actually electricity. The same electricity he will be known for after so many years. Okay. So, fast forward 10,000 years in our present modern world, that thing, that thunderbolt runs in form of electricity in our houses. It enters our house through the wires, through the cables, all sort of wires, and it has become a very integral part of our daily life. So today I will start my video with something which forms the most basic essence of electricity. Even before understanding the electric current, we need to understand what is electric charge. So in order to understand the electric charge, we have to consider a few things. So firstly, I will tell you what in the layman's language, what do we mean by the electric charge. So electric charge is the fundamental or the physical property of matter created due to imbalance, the efficiency or deficiency of electrons. Now, I have said that very fancy line here in front of you. It's a definition. But my job is to explain this definition to you so that you can understand this. So take it this way. I want to ask one question. You have to write down in the comment section here. What is definition of matter? Someone please write down what is definition of matter. What is definition of matter? I am waiting for this answer. Anyone from my class 11 science or 10th? I ask once again, am I not audible? What is definition of matter? We all have studied this in earlier classes. There's still no response. I'm waiting for it. Come on. Bombard me with answers. Okay. No answer. I hope I will definitely understand. Oh, you have to understand. But I'm telling you, the definition of matter is that anything that has mass. Yes, Harsh Singh is here with a very beautiful answer. Matter is anything that occupies space and has mass. Hello, Pratyush. I can watch. Okay. Anything that has. Okay. I think my internet is delayed because now I'm bombarded with these questions. Okay. So anything that has mass and occupies space is called matter. You would call this box. Oh, this is very bad. Yes, this box matter. So when I call this thing matter, it is like an acceptance, or it is a. I need to accept certain facts about this. The first thing I need to accept is that it will have certain weight. I know that this will have some weight, some length, some height, These are the fundamental physical properties of any substance which are known to exist, that if this thing is a matter, is matter, it will have certain weight. One such property is that matter is made up of, I will show you one picture. Recognize what is this? Come on, provide me with answers. I cannot see any answers. Possibly network delay. What is this? Can you see this? Okay, so I'm waiting for the answers. Okay. Can anyone tell me what is this? Yes, atom. Shivani is right. Anubhav is right. It's an atom. So, matter is made up of atoms. That is one of the fundamental property. And atoms consist of electrons and protons. Electrons and protons. And neutrons also. But here I'm not at all concerned about neutron because it has no charge. We all have studied that electrons have negative charge and while protons have positive charge. Now, charge. This thing is the very basic property of this little guy, electron and proton. And that's why we, I, you, this curtain, everything has certain charge. But due to the equal presence of equal number of protons and electrons, the charge remains, it remains neutral. Now what happens? We all have done that experiment in which we comb our hairs and when we put that comb on a piece of paper, it lifts up. That is one of the activity which in which the comb, while we comb our hairs, it gets charged. Okay, it gets charged. The body gets charged because when we rub the surface, the electrons jump between particles. You can see them jumping. Now this is the first part. I have made the definition of charge first part very clear, that what is fundamental and physical property. Now the second thing which I want to tell you, why I said created due to imbalance of electrons. Now the reason is that protons are present deep inside the nucleus. Can you see this thing? If I want to remove anything from inside, just middle part, will I be able to overcome that much force? I need to apply a lot of force to remove this. But what if I want to remove this pen? See? So easy. The reason being that electrons, as we go away from the nucleus, the force on the electron decreases. And that's the very reason why the electrons in the last shell, valence shell, usually move between the atoms. Now, due to this jumping of electrons from one body to another body, it creates slight disturbances in charge. And due to this, some body gets slightly negatively charged and some get slightly positively charged. I'll share one incident from my life here. So long ago, few years ago, I was in a party, in a marriage ceremony. So the waiter came with some stuff, some metallic stuff. So while my body was so much charged, I was not aware of that. When I touched that metallic part, I got an electric shock. I was horrified that day. Till now, I feel like whenever I get charged a bit, I feel like rubbing my feet on the mud. So I was telling you that electrons jump between the atoms, and that is the now with this thing explained, the concept that charge is created due to imbalance, efficiency, or deficiency of electrons becomes very clear to you. With this, I will move forward to the next topic, which is called the potential difference or the electric potential. What is electric potential? So, I want to ask one question. How many of you have had your lunch today? How many of you have had your lunch today? Just write down in the comments and also write down why you eat food, ultimately, why you want to eat food. Some of us eat food to get energy to do work. Some of us eat food to live, to survive. Some of us eat food because it's a compulsion, and some of us like it a lot. But ultimate need of our body is energy. Similar energy is required. Oh, Pratyush, I can see. I. What first one? Okay, to do energy. But I think we both like food a lot, isn't it? Okay, so the ultimate goal of eating food is to get the energy to do work. Certain energy is required for conduction of electricity through the wire. Now, I will give you here one more example. You all have studied, all students from class ninth, you have studied about the potential energy. When you pick any object, like I'm picking this thing. If I pick this up, I am doing some work against the gravity, which is a force. And while I'm doing the force against the gravity, working against the gravity, this particle is gaining potential energy. And when I keep it to certain height and I release it, it will fall down. It will fall down from a state of higher potential energy to a state of lower potential energy. Something similar is the case when it comes to wire. Now I'll explain you this thing in. So first thing first, what is electric potential? So it is defined as the amount of energy required to bring unit positive charge from infinity to a point in a circuit or in any conductor is called the electric potential of that point. I repeat, the amount of energy required to bring unit positive charge from infinity to a point is known as the electric potential of that point, not the potential difference. Make this very clear. Okay, so that is the electric potential. I want to put forward one assignment for you all those who are watching me, one assignment for you all people. I said that the because no one has asked me this question. Aviral, what do you mean by infinity? Come on, we are studying science. Why? How? What do we mean by infinity? Do we send a charge to moon and just let it come from there? Is that the case? So I want you now to find out what do we mean by infinity in this definition of electric potential. Moving on further, as I told you, when we do work against the gravity, the object moves from a region of higher potential to the lower potential. Okay, so we need to do some work against the. Okay, so when electrons move in a wire, they do work against the electric field. The electric field, they do certain work against. It's like keeping the electron from here to here, and it's working against the electric field. And due to this, when we release the electron, it moves from higher potential to lower potential, and that's the reason why potential difference is required. Potential difference is nothing, it's just the energy required to make the current flow. And always remember one more point here, that electric current is due to potential difference. Potential difference is not at all due to the electric current. Okay, so the next topic that we want to cover here is, what do these things do? Does anybody know what is use of this battery or that socket? Can anyone write it down? Anyone write down the what do you mean by this thing? What is the work of this thing? It provides electricity, power. Well, since no one is commenting, actually, thank for all those comments which are coming here. You all really inspire me. Okay, so this thing provides potential difference. The potential difference required. Take it this way. This is a piece of land. This is another piece of land. If both are at same level on ground, will the water ever flow? Can water flow? No, it will never flow. But what if I create a difference in their heights? Water will flow very easily. Yes, Pratyush has mentioned we create a potential difference. Okay, okay, sure. Now, a difference is required. In similarly, a difference in energy is required to make the current flow through a piece of wire. So I have one small bulb here. This bulb. This bulb is made out of metal. It is certain metal. It has electrons in it. But this little guy, I'm just doing it for sake of, I don't need it at all. I'm doing it just to demonstrate before you that this battery will not provide it electrons. Electrons are present in within them only. This will provide it the much required energy to do work. I'll show you how. I know you all will like this. I yesterday while I was planning this, I got a short electric shock. That's why I'm being a little bit more. Yes. Okay. 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 So I'm ready here with the experiment. I have a question. Naman, please start the question. Naman, I want you to ask the question. While I'm setting this up, I may ask at your question. See, now this battery is providing it the much required potential difference, and that's the reason why current is flowing. I have still not got Naman's question, so I'll answer that question at the end of the video. Okay, you got a chance there, Naman. You missed it. Okay, so moving on further, that was very long demonstration, so I will speed my work up a little bit. So potential difference is done. Potential difference. Can anyone write down what do we mean by potential difference down in the comment? I'm waiting for potential difference. No one is writing it down. Okay, so potential difference. Potential difference. The amount of energy required to bring chemical energy. Okay, okay. And converts it into electric energy. Now that's all required to generate potential difference. That arrangement is due to require for generating potential difference. Electrons are present within. Now potential difference is the amount of energy required to bring to move a unit positive charge between two points. What is rating of fuse? Okay, I'll come to fuse. This question will be answered. Naman's question will be answered at the end of the video. Average rating. I need to find the average. Okay, I'll find. Okay, okay. I'll tell you about that coming in a minute. So, potential difference is the amount of energy required to bring unit positive charge from one point to the other point, and that's the potential difference between them. You might be getting confused about one thing here, that I am again and again saying positive charge. And some time ago, I told you that the proton cannot move out of this atom. Nobody has till now that nobody has till now asked me that why are you saying positive charge? What positive unit positive charge? We need people here. We are discussing science. Be a bit lively. Okay. So I will explain you this. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, Shivani. Of course. I'm asking why am I saying positive charge again and again? Okay. So I will tell you. So here we are done with difference and charge. Let's discuss about quantization of charge and the. So I told you the imbalance of electron creates charge on the body. So that means if I know value of charge on electron and the number of electrons on a body which body has gained or lost, can I calculate the charge? Can anyone write down what is the formula for calculating charge? The symbol of charge. Remember this thing. In we need to know symbols and units of most of the objects. Thank you, Archana ma'am. Okay, of every physical quantity you are dealing with. Symbol for Q, its unit is coulomb, and coulomb is represented by C. So I have still not got the formula for calculating total charge on a body. Can anyone write it down? If you know the number of electrons which are present in a body and the charge on one electron. Remember, I've told you the charge on a body is imbalance of electrons. So I'm writing down the formula. Q equals to N. Now here Q is charge. I mean number of electrons which have moved between which have, the body has got lost. Fine, Pratyush. That's the beauty of physics. Okay, so number of electrons that have moved into the body and is the charge on one electron. Just think about this. Think about this. One electron has very small charge. The value of charge on one electron is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Now, those who cannot understand this gigantic scientific notation, I want to tell you it's a very small number. It's a very, very small. Now, this small number basically the smallest possible charge we can have on a body. Now, please don't bombard me with the theory of quark theory because electrons till now has not been divided into further simpler subatomic particles, while protons and neutrons have been divided. So electron, we can, for the time being, we can consider electron as the smallest possible charge on a body. That means whatever charge exists on a body, whatever charge exists on a body is actually multiple of that charge on one electron. Thank you, Asta ma'am. So that charge on one electron, which is represented by E in the formula Q equals to Ne, is the smallest possible charge and the unit charge. And that is called the quantization of charge. Coming up to the formula of volt potential difference. Okay, so potential difference is give the formula is I will tell you the representation. Potential difference is represented by symbol of V, symbol of V, and it equals to the work done. Work done and energy are the same. Work done in and the charge which is flown. Work done divided by the charge which has flown through a wire will give you the potential difference. Some people here suggest that charge equals to current to time. Okay, I understand that, but since I've not covered that concept, I will not go on that formula. So potential difference is work done in total charge flown. Now on to the next part of the chapter, which is electric current. It's a very simple topic. Very simple topic. Suppose there are few charges which flow through this wire, this wire. So their rate of flow of charge, the rate of flow of charge through this wire or anywhere where they flow will be termed as electric current. From here we can devise one formula for electric current. Electric current, note this point, represented by the symbol I. So electric current is to the total rate of charge, rate of flow of charge. To calculate rate, we have to divide by. It's a very common understanding that to find the rate we need to divide by time. Q divided by T. Charge, total charge flown upon time. This is the formula for electric current. Electric current. Now I will break one of your very common misconception. One misconception exists in most of people's mind is that the flow of charge is basically the flow of electrons. So people think that the direction in electron flows, the direction in which current flows. This is completely false. This is not at all right. Okay, this is not at all right. So if charge is electrons or the charge is going in electrons, negative charge is going in this direction, then current will go in this direction. They always move opposite to each other. Remember, this is a fact. Now, some time ago, I was telling you charge, positive charge. What is positive charge? So I am coming to the positive charge. I was telling you that proton cannot move out of this. But I also told you that potential difference definition that it's bring unit positive charge. So pay attention to just this diagram. This diagram. Can you understand anything? Now here you have to imagine. You cannot do physics without imagination. You are standing as the first person row, and there are 50 more people standing after you. Now this is not 50, but imagine 50 more people standing after you. This ball, there is a ball in your hand, and you pass that ball to the next person who passes this further. So when you pass your ball to the next person, and consider that ball to be an electron, okay, so when you pass your electron to the next person, basically you are losing electron. That means you have gained some positive charge, because if you will be deficient of the negative charge, then you will be positively charged. So if you've given one of your electron to your partner, you will get positively charged, and that person who has received the electron from you, that person will become negatively charged, negative charge. And when he will pass this electron to the next person, he will become positively charged, and that person will become negatively charged. When the current flows, this is how negative charges move. So while the current flows in this direction, a positive charged area is created in the opposite direction. And that is the direction of flow of current. That's why sometimes so the classical definitions consider this to be, we use the term positive charge, unit positive charge, because basically it is the flow of positive charge. And when in ancient times, not that much ancient times, in 1900s or early 1900, people used to think that protons flow, but later we got to know that this is not true, and in alternating current, even electrons don't flow, they oscillate. Now that's a higher concept of class 11th and 12th. So we are leaving because we are sticking to basics. So yes, I've told you what is electric current. What is the unit of electric current? Unit of electric current is ampere by symbol A. So I have given you formula I equals to Q by T. This is the formula. With this, I want to tell you certain facts about the potential difference. Then we'll move to resistance, because I had forgotten those points while I was explaining the potential difference. The potential of Earth, the ground, it's zero potential, and even my body, your body, anyone's body has certain potential difference. Every object has potential difference. Till now, I was thinking somebody would ask me the question, why do metals only conduct electricity? Why non-metals do not conduct electricity? But nobody has asked that question right now. Come on, people, we are studying science. You need to be inquisitive. Questions, bombard. It's not ampere, it's ampere. Okay, okay. I'm just so moving on to resistance. What is resistance? Resistance is one property. Okay, so by resistance I mean that, when have you ever, if you go through a very small road and there are lots and lots of cars, you will collide or you will face some obstruction. But if you move on an expressway, it will be all smooth. So the obstruction offered to the flow of electric current, or the flow of electrons, the obstruction offered to the flow of electrons is called as resistance. Do they have the obstructions to the path of electrons is called resistance. So definition of resistance can be the obstruction offered to the flow of electrons in a circuit or in a conductor is called resistance. So resistance depends on certain. I'm not going into that right now. We'll conduct that in some other class. Now here I'm getting free electrons. Do they have free electrons? You are having, with this I can like conclude myself, are having the idea of free electrons. Yes, free electrons. The electrons of valence shell. Now all those who have studied the, I think Shivani Yadav, she has studied the last chapter of chemistry class 10th. You know that in in atom there is certain effective nuclear charge. Think in that direction, you will get the answer. Effective nuclear charge, location of metals and non-metals on periodic table, you will get your answer. And all those who are not able to understand in which language I'm speaking, you all will get to know the my juniors class, current class 10 student, when you reach the last chapter of chemistry. So the next part is the last segment of this story, this session. What are the devices used in electric in the measuring the quantities? So first device which is very commonly used is a voltmeter. See, this is how a voltmeter looks like. It is a very old voltmeter. It's broken into parts. So voltmeter is the device, as you can guess from the name. It measures the voltage in a circuit. Then we have the ammeter or ammeter, which, as you can guess from the name, measures the electric current, the current in a circuit. I have any disease. It's just my throat is getting dried up. Okay, so this is, what is this? Can anyone write down? Pratyush, what is this? Tell me. Be quick. Voltmeter measures voltage, ammeter measures electric current. This is not a voltmeter, it's not a galvanometer. This thing is a multimeter. Galvanometer, by the way, it's a device which can detect current in a circuit. Detect current, not measure current. This is a very cool device. This can measure all sorts of things, from DC voltage to AC current, resistance, and I will use this device to show the voltage of my body, potential difference of my body. Okay, these are the cables. I'm going to attach these cables in my fingers, and you will get to know what is voltage of my body. Okay, so this goes in one of the thing goes in, this is the neutral wire, this is the live wire. You'll get to know in this thing about this thing in chapter number 2 of physics. What am I talking about? See, one on this finger. Yes. See, no cheating on my hand here. Now this potential difference is in points. Be safe. Oh no, no, no. This is 0.1, 0.01 something. Now I will show you the potential. Thank you, Pratyush, for that fabulous, and thank you, Shivani Yadav. Next thing which I will do is to show you the potential difference of this battery. Okay, so I hope I'm keeping everything on point. Okay, so I want to measure this. See, this is a 9-volt battery. It's somewhat constant. I use the term constant. From this, we can devise one very interesting fact about electricity. There is a fact that electrons are already present in circuit. Okay, electrons are already present. Some amount of voltage also develops. So I want to ask you one question. All of you who are watching me constantly so long, 34 minutes, since past 34 minutes, if due to God's grace or some scientific experiment or due to solar flare, the wires like this wires, if these wires get automatic potential difference, 150, but that too at 150 volt, sometime 300 volt, sometime 400 volt, sometime 20 volt. If it fluctuates so much, will we be able to utilize electricity without any other device? Can anyone tell me this? Will be able to like use electricity if potential difference keeps on fluctuating? 100 volt, 10 volt, 20 volt, 500 volt. I'm waiting for a reply. Anyone? Are you not able to understand what I'm asking? I'm asking that if potential debate, then how will we able to just use any device? So we will not be able to use any device because we need a constant potential difference which fluctuates but change to make the electrical appliances work. Thank you, Sunita man. Sunita ma'am, your kind words, great words. Thank you. Okay, don't think. Yes, don't think. Tushar is always there with some alternative answer. Okay, but it can happen someday. Okay, see, I am measuring the current in the battery, in the 9 volt battery. Yes, you are right, up and down. So we'll use a stabilizer, of course. No, that I want to tell that we need a constant voltage for make productive use of. Yes, that's what Naman has said. Yes, but difference should be same in all cases in order to run safely. The potential difference fluctuates, but that fluctuation is in a range like to 240 volts. Okay, now I told you that there is no current in the battery. Okay, there is no current in the battery. But can anyone tell me this thing is showing me readings? How can this be true? Anyone please answer me this. This is a very practical based question. I'm using this cable, and this is the questions are a part of your board examination. Yes, yes, Tushar, Naman, Pratyush, Shivani, anyone of you just answer that why am I getting reading for current if in this battery? Some time ago I told you that battery cannot provide current, but I am getting the reading of current. What is the reason? Okay, so I am not going to tell you about this answer to this question. You have to think it yourself and write down in the comments whenever you feel like. I will give you one hint for this question. This thing is made up of metal and a very conductive metal. Rest is your choice. Getting told load impedance. Well, I'm not talking about that question. I think there is some mistake in the spell out, or I cannot understand that. So I'm moving back with my session done. I'm moving back to Naman's question, which Naman had asked me some time ago. What is the value of fuse? Now, going out of the way, because I have not told you what is fuse, I want to tell you your house has two circuits. One runs on a 5 ampere fuse, the other circuit runs on 15 ampere fuse. Because 15 ampere for heavy appliances like this, and the 5 ampere one for small appliances like charging a phone. Question is question My question, I'll repeat the question. This was Naman's question, so I'm answering Naman. The question is that constant energy that you told. What do you mean by constant energy? I have told you not what constant energy. Okay, I'm coming to it. Naman, the answer is the average of the fuse. The fuse we require is 15 plus 5 divided by 2 average. It's 10 ampere. But we use two fuses in a house. So my question, Shivani is asking, please repeat the question. So my question was, you need to tell me that this battery, I told it does not provide me current. But when I measured the value of current through my meter, it is showing some value. What is the reason for this value? You have to think about this. Take help of internet, but before taking the help of internet, run your mind and think. Is that constant energy that you told? I have told you not that energy will be constant. I've told you we require a potential constant potential difference. Like potential difference needs to be constant. It must not change too drastically in a circuit. Otherwise, the devices you will connect will get fused. Remember, if not these days, but in earlier times, when not that much developed electricity, the fuses, whenever the voltage will fluctuate, we use that to control the electricity, chemical reactions in it. Your job, keep on answering. I will tell you what is the correct answer after some days. Okay, I will comment on the video after some days. Watch it. In my session done, I want to ask, no, I want to give you one more assignment. But before that, I want to ask if you have any question. Naman, Pratyush, Tushar, Sunita ma'am, Astha ma'am, Shilpi ma'am. Anyone has any question? Any part which you have not understood? I'll give you 40 minutes to type yes or no if you have any question. For after 40 minutes, if there is no yes or no, I will proceed and end this meeting. Your time starts now. Do you have any question, any query? Since I cannot get any question, no responses. Okay. So I think my topic was, which I've explained, it's crystal clear. Nobody has a question. Very good. I've given you so many questions in this explanation. So finally, I want to give you one assignment. All those who are studying this thing, why we say positive charge. Okay. You need to understand that part once again. Okay. See, positive charge. Shivani, just you are asking this question, infinity of a unit positive charge. See, Tushar, that's your assignment. As I've told you, if you would have asked that question when I was explaining that chapter, I would have replied to you. But since you have not asked, I've asked you to find it out yourself and tell me the answer in the comment section. But when I'll post the answer to that question, I'll post the answer to this question also. The positive charge, actually, the positive charge does not move. But just imagine if you are having one electron and you give it to someone else, that person will get negatively charged. In Holi, we take water balloons, we throw it on someone, then we lose one water balloon, and that person gets wet, isn't it? Similarly, if you just give your electron to someone else, that person will gain electrons and become negatively charged. And the person who will lose electron will get positively charged. That's why it's the positive charge does not move. But since the negative charge proceeds in this direction, positive charge is created in this direction. This direction. Sorry, this direction. So I hope your doubts are clear. Pratyush, Naman, do you have any question? Are you there? Anyone has any question left? Okay, so I can tell you the last assignment which I want. All those students who are studying this chapter, seeing my explanation for the first time, Tushar, and all those class 10 students, you have to go back to NCRT, read the chapter, and you need to solve at least 50 numericals in next 1 week. It's an assignment for you. 50 numericals chapter in next 1 week. That's battery conduct direct current. Okay, Tushar, that's the topic for another way to go, Aviral. Okay, ma'am. Okay. So, battery conducts direct current. Now, direct current, alternating current, everything in with advanced will be covered in next video, either by me or someone else. So, wait by that. And I want you all to just do numericals and read the theory yourself, because until you, because explanation is my part, but if once you will read everything, you will get a stronger hold of the topic. And for that, you have to do this thing yourself. No one can do this for you. Thank you, and I hope you all enjoyed this live session. I'm ending the video.